Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to start the webinar.
All the best.
3, 2, 1. Live.
Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all our distinguished guests, respected members of the ICAI Muscat chapter, and the incredible women and men joining us from different parts of Oman and beyond. On behalf of ICAI Muscat chapter, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this special International Women's Day event 2026, Beyond Barriers, Women Redefining Possibilities. Even though we are meeting virtually today, the spirit of this gathering transcends screens and distances. Today is about reiterating strength, resilience, leadership, and inspiration, the qualities that women bring into every sphere of life. International Women's Day is not just a date on the calendar. It's a reminder of the journeys taken, the barriers broken, and the many possibilities that lie ahead. So today we pause to acknowledge, reflect, and appreciate the remarkable contributions of women in our profession and beyond. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to everyone joining us for this special event. May I begin with the motto song?
येष सुप्तेषु जागृति येष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
I request everyone to be kindly seated. Thank you. A moment to acknowledge our sponsors, our supporters for the day. Our title supporter, B&W Developments, corporate support, platinum support, OQGN, silver support, Deloitte, Moore, Premier Brains Global, Crow, Jindal Steel, tax partners, JSR Tax Advisors, cybersecurity partner, Tech Deliver, technology partner, Tally, bronze support, Grant Thornton, Abu Tamam, Jack Motor, corporate members, PwC, BDO, and Muscat Overseas Group as our silver members, and regular members, Al Naba Holding LLC and Arabian Industries. Moving on, two legacies have passed away and left aboard in the last few days. Let's pay tribute to these legendary gentlemen. His Highness Saeed Fahd bin Mahmood Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, Sultanate of Oman. A towering statesman of the blessed Renaissance, His Highness played a pivotal role in the Sultanate of Oman's progress and development. The ICAI Muscat chapter joins the government and people of Oman in remembering his distinguished contributions and loyalty to the nation. We pray to the Almighty Allah to grant his soul eternal peace and to bless the honorable royal family and the people of Oman with patience and strength in this time of grief. CA Shri Pankaj Jain Paharia, former Central Council member of ICAI. He was a respected professional and a mentor to many in the fraternity. Through his long-standing association with the profession, he inspired countless students and practitioners with his clarity of thought and generosity in sharing knowledge. We join his family, colleagues, and the wider CA community in mourning his irreparable loss and honoring his lasting contribution to the profession. And we pray for peace for the departed soul and strength for his loved ones in this difficult time. Let's observe a minute of silence, honoring these legacies that they've left. Thank you, everybody. Let me begin with a simple thought. Very often in life, we believe that success comes from what we accumulate, but they come from actually what we give. And this year's theme of International Women's Day is Give to Gain, a beautiful reminder that the more we support, mentor, and uplift one another, the stronger our professional community become. Because when we give our knowledge, time, encouragement, we don't lose anything. Instead, we gain stronger network, empowered professionals, and a brighter future. And with that spirit, let's move forward with today's program. May I now invite CA Sangeeta Suresh Kumar, Vice Chairperson, ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter, and Chairperson, Women and Young Members Excellence Committee, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, Ms. Sangeeta.
Thank you, CA Devi. Good evening, everyone. Respected Chief Guest, Ms. Tavishi Behal, our distinguished speaker, Dr. Malvika Iyer, our inspiring panelists, CA Nissy Poulose and CA Shilpa Ji, chapter leaders, dear members and the families, all those who have joined today, a warm welcome to all of you. It is truly my privilege to welcome you today to the special International Women's Day event. Today's gathering is not just an event, it's a celebration of strength, resilience, ambition, and the limitless potential that women carry within them. Each woman has her own journey, her own aspirations, her own silent battles and proud victories. And platforms like these remind us that when women come together, they don't just share stories, they create an impact. We are deeply honored to have with us leaders and speakers who truly embody the theme of today's session, breaking limits, building futures. Their journey reminds us that barriers are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to growth and transformation. After today's session, I hope each of you will take away not just the knowledge or CPERs, but renewed confidence, the confidence to dream bigger, support each other more strongly. Now, let me just take all of you through and brief about ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter's Women's Subcommittee. Over the past 2 years, our chapter has consciously taken meaningful steps towards strengthening women participation by consistently conducting at least 2 dedicated events, the Omani Women's Day as well as International Women's Day. There was a time, not long time ago, when only very few number of women members would actively come forward, whether it was to participate in the CPE event or help organize the events. But today, I feel truly happy to say that story has completely changed. We have now vibrant and growing group of women members who have stepped forward to be part of the Women's Subcommittee, taking ownership, bringing fresh ideas, ensuring that these events are planned and executed successfully, entirely by the women. What is even more heartening is the enthusiasm, the genuine excitement and sense of belonging which I see among them. At the same time, I would also like to acknowledge that while women are driving these events, we have always had strong support from my managing committee colleagues, especially the men, who have stood firmly in the background, extending guidance, encouragement, and all the necessary assistance to make such events successful. Thank you, everyone, and warm welcome to all. Today, I would also like to brief you through some of the memorable and successful events which have been conducted by the Women's Subcommittee over the last 2 years. Each one is a testimony to teamwork, resilience of women within our chapter. As you can see on the slide, like any meaningful journey, we have also faced our share of challenges. There were moments when circumstances made it easy to cancel the event than to continue. But as a committee, we have made conscious choice to think outside the box and find some solutions to move forward. So 2025, the last event which was conducted, was one such. Because we understand that behind every event go hours of hard work, passion, commitment from the women members in the committee. And those efforts deserve to be turned into success and not cancellation. So having said this, let us continue to support each other, mentor each other, more importantly, believe in each other. Because when women rise together, the entire community rises with them. So let us build futures. Now, I would brief you about few of the upcoming events of ICAI Oman chapter, Muscat Oman chapter. As a gesture to give back to the society, we had started the Omani CFO program. It's a program to mentor the Omani people who are aspiring to become CFOs. So this program has already created remarkable success across multiple cities. I think we can go to the next, with strong participation from the mentors who are our members, as well as the aspiring Omani finance leaders. You can see from the slide that applicants as well as the participants have increased from every batch. So building on the momentum of our last programs, we are now preparing to launch the next batch of the Omani CFO mentoring program. Tentatively, it will be scheduled for April or May. So in the slide, you can see some few photographs from our last batch of CFO, which was held in Barka. So as we take the initiative forward, I would like to especially call upon all our members to become the mentors, especially the new members, particularly the women members, to come forward and be part of this journey. Whether as mentors, coordinators, contributors, your involvement can make it a meaningful difference, not only for your own professional growth, but also to strengthen the community. So, and now you can see the upcoming events which have been planned by our ICAI Muscat Oman chapter. Apart from the Omani CFO mentoring program, we are also planning a session on SEPA, AI for CAs for a future approach, regulatory framework in Oman, and in May, we would be conducting our AGM. So with this, I would extend a warm welcome to all of you for today's event. Thank you.
Thank you, CA Sangeeta Suresh, for extending that warm welcome to all the members who've joined today. Today, we have with us an incredible personality as the chief guest, Ms. Tavishi Pandey, Deputy Chief of Mission, Oman. May I request you play the AV to introduce our chief guest.
Presenting Mrs. Tavishi Behal Pandey, an accomplished Indian Foreign Service officer from the 2011 batch. Born in Lucknow and educated in New Delhi, she holds a Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science and a Master's in Psychology. Behal. After completing training at the Foreign Service Institute and LBSNAA, she began her diplomatic journey in Lisbon, serving from 2012 to 2016. She later contributed at the Ministry of External Affairs as Under-Secretary for Myanmar. From 2019 to 2024, she led key public-facing institutions in Patna, Regional Passport Office, ICCR Regional Office, and the Protector of Emigrants for Bihar and Jharkhand, delivering impactful citizen services. On 27 August 2024, Mrs. Tavishi Behal Pandey assumed charge as Deputy Chief of Mission at the Embassy of India in Muscat, continuing her distinguished service to the nation. We welcome our distinguished speaker to ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter CPE event.
Thank you. The screen is all yours, Ma'am Tavishi.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. It was by far the best intro I've ever got. So it really shows that what Sangeeta ji was saying, that a lot of hard work has gone into preparation for this event. And it is indeed a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to join you on the celebrations as we mark the International Women's Day. It is a day that celebrates the achievements of women across the world. But it also reminds us that we have a collective responsibility to advance equality, opportunity, and inclusion. I think it has been over a century when Women's Day was first celebrated, International Women's Day. So, of course, over the past century, we have witnessed remarkable progress, and we are contributing and leading in virtually every sphere of human activity, whether we see it in governance, science, education, business, diplomacy, and even the arts. The achievements have enriched societies and strengthened institutions and driven economic and social progress, which is, I feel, but obvious. Like once we contribute to anything collectively, irrespective of seeing the gender of the person, then society as a whole, as a comprehensive whole, progresses. So it is imperative. And I actually believe that Women's Day, of course, we should celebrate women, but we should also remind ourselves of the fact that we have to be more gender neutral while coming to evaluate a person and see them more as human beings rather than be biased by the gender the person is assigned by birth because of chromosomes. So this is a moment of reflection also, that while significant strides have been made, the journey towards equality continues. And I say equality because, again, the basic concept for equality for me is being gender neutral. Whether we do good, we should not celebrate it as that being a woman, we have done good, and whether we are not able to tap into opportunities, then also the concept of women should not come in our mind. So the true hallmark for equality for me would be when we see as gender neutral all our successes, achievements, as and even failures for that matter, irrespective of the gender of the person. So as is the case, women are there who face structural barriers that limit opportunities in education, employment, and sometimes leadership also. Though we have many global idols and icons who have broken this glass ceiling, but still there are certain barriers. And to address these challenges, we require sustained commitment from government, institutions, and the most important component, I feel, is the society. That the commitment which we require is from society as a whole. So one lesson that has become increasingly clear is that empowering women is not only a matter of fairness, it is a key driver of development as well. When women are able to participate fully in economic and social life, the benefits extend far beyond the individual. Families prosper, communities become more resilient, and economies grow stronger. Equally important is the recognition that gender equality is not the responsibility of women alone. It is again a shared responsibility. Progress happens when societies as a whole, men, women, together work to build environments where talent, dedication, and integrity are the two determinants of success and not the gender. Another important element in this journey is mentorship and solidarity. Many accomplished women often speak of the mentors and the role models who guided them along. Supporting the next generation, encouraging young professionals, and creating networks of collaborations are essential to sustain these progresses. And as I was noting, Sangeeta ji, you were yourself mentioning and encouraging all the young members to participate fully. So this is a very important role that I certainly feel that the women who are sitting here in the panel today, they are the privileged ones who have stepped out. So it becomes all the more our responsibility to instill that confidence in the younger generation so that they do even better than what we have done. So leadership, as we say, that true leader creates more leaders for the future. So that is one thing that we have to learn to sustain progress. So for young women who are entering professional life, the opportunities are, of course, greater than ever before. The world is changing rapidly. And with that change comes the chance to shape new ideas, new institutions, and new pathways for leadership. In this context, I would like to mention that most of the like most of the women have this additional responsibility of how they are raising their sons as well, not only the daughters, but it also becomes important that the sons should be taught that they are important in this contribution in contributing to the society's progress. So we also have this important role to play so that we have good role models and the future generation, not only the women, but men are also given this idea that how the society is changing and how this change can contribute meaningfully to the progress. The confidence to pursue one's aspirations combined with hard work and integrity can open doors that once seemed impossible. Now, here in Muscat, uh, we are fortunate to be a part of vibrant and diverse community. And you were just showing that so many initiatives which ICAI Muscat takes, and especially the women chapter, the women wing also. So the professional and the cultural exchanges that take place here contribute to the strong and long-lasting friendship between India and Oman. As your CFO mentorship program is one of the stalwart examples of it, that how institutions such as ICAI is contributing meaningfully, because I know that how much deeply appreciated such initiatives are by the Omani authorities. So thank you, ICAI, for contributing substantially to the bilateral relations. And women professionals, entrepreneurs, and educators, community leaders, we all play a very important role in strengthening these connections. Talking about, soft diplomacy. So we have that knack. So ultimately, I feel the message of International Women's Day or any other day for that matter is one of optimism and possibility. It reminds us that progress is achievable when societies value talent, hard work, invest in education, and they create opportunities for all. So today, we should reaffirm our commitment, take this opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to build a future where every girl can pursue her dreams. Even men should pursue their dreams. I have this weird concept that perhaps we don't need women empowerment that much as we need the empowerment of roles which are considered feminine or were performed by women traditionally. Like, say, for instance, cooking, uh, cleaning the house, or any such things which are traditionally considered as, feminine roles were assigned to females. So, in this sense, uh, on Women's Day, every time I have this knack, and I always mention that while every girl should pursue her dreams, even men should be able to pursue the dreams if they have it in traditionally feminine role. If they want to be a Bharatnatyam dancer, then that should also be supported, because it's a traditional thing that, okay, classical dancers are traditionally female. So even men face barriers if they want to pursue the traditional feminine role. So I think we must change our mindset, and we need to empower the, like, women empowerment will come in true sense once we empower the traditional feminine gender roles. Currently, what we are empowering and celebrating is sort of like masculinization of women, which I like to call that, probably linking it to driving bikes or driving car at high speed or driving trucks, becoming truck drivers, or becoming bus drivers. So the traditional feminine role, gender roles, are being left aside. So in this case, so we should have a commitment that every girl and every boy should also be able to pursue their dreams and achieve their full potential, so that every society benefits from the strength and the leadership of not only women or men separately, but as a combined thing, so that it is gender neutral. So we should stop obligating people that and defining them in strict gender silos. So with that, thank you so much for inviting me and giving me the honor to address this August gathering. And thank you all for joining. Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, Madam Tavishi. That was one of the most inclusive message that I have personally learned about how you can talk about International Women's Day. Let this be a beginning to break stereotypes, and let's hope that pink does not get reserved for girls and blue does not get reserved for boys anymore. So with
Exactly.
this, thank you so
Thank you,
much, ma'am.
Debbie.
Thank you. And let me take this opportunity to invite Madam C.A. Sangeeta Suresh Kumar, our Vice Chairperson, to felicitate our Chief Guest, Ms. Tavishi Pandey.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspirational words. It
Thank
really
you.
means a lot. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule, and we are really honored to have you here. It would have been good if, like, we could meet personally and had a physical event, but hopefully the next time.
Inshallah, next year.
Or maybe this year sometime.
Yes. The
Let's-
Omani Women's Day.
Yes, we can do that. Yeah. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
And please accept the token of appreciation from our side.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Atan.
Thank you, C.A. Sangeeta. Thank you, Madam Tavishi, for that wonderful address. Thank you. Let's move on to the next session. It's time to invite the speaker for the next session, Dr. Malvika Iyer, Nari Shakti Puraskar winner, international disability rights activist. May I request you play the AV to introduce our speaker?
Meet Dr. Malvika Iyer, a global voice for inclusion, resilience, and empowerment. At 13, Dr. Malvika Iyer survived a bomb blast that left her without both hands and severely injured her legs. Refusing to be a victim, she rose as a survivor, topping her Class 10 exams with 97% after just 3 months of preparation. Today, she is a globally celebrated disability rights activist, a doctorate holder in social work, and an international motivational speaker who has inspired audiences in over 25 countries. Her honors include India's highest civilian award for women's empowerment, the Nari Shakti Puraskar, a standing ovation at the United Nations, and recognition by leaders like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Her journey proves that courage and perseverance can transform adversity into extraordinary achievement. Truly, Malvika Iyer is unstoppable. We welcome our distinguished speaker to ICAI Muscat, Oman, Chapter CPE event.
Thank you. Thank you for such a warm welcome.
I request Dr. Malvika Iyer to deliver her address on breaking limits and building futures. Over to you, Dr. Malvika. The screen is all yours.
Thank you. Firstly, I do want to thank the ICAI Muscat Oman chapter. I really do wish that I was really, hoping that we would be in person and we will be speaking live. But like Sangeeta said in the beginning that, no matter what, we don't give up, and we have kept on with the, event. So that is amazing. I really thank everyone here who's joined today to be a part of my story and to give me this platform. So thank you so much, Oman, the Muscat chapter. And before I talk about my journey, I do want to thank Miss Tavishi. I think I loved what she said, and what I learned from her speech was, I think, empowered women empower women. I think that is what I learned from your talk. So thank you again. It is so amazing to see powerful women on my screen and everywhere. So happy Women's Day to everyone. You have, I think in my introduction, it was very beautifully said. I am a bomb blast survivor. So whenever I have a introduction, I remember growing up, it was about being a victim of a bomb blast, and many years growing up, also even after my accident, to be identified as a victim, because my accident happened in Rajasthan in India, in a city called Bikaner. So I used to live very close to the military area. And on 26th of May 2002, so this is almost 24 years ago, that I was only 13. I had just completed my 8th grade. I was moving on, it was summer vacation. But I think about 5 months prior to my accident, there was an ammunition depot that had caught fire. And that is how I came in contact what would be called a hand grenade. It was already exploded when it came near my house. We were a civilian family, so it was something very unusual to have an encounter like that. This accident, when I say I'm a bomb blast survivor, not a victim, the accident, when it happened, I remember many people around me, or when I was in the hospital, my neighbors or people who knew me, a lot of people told me, or my parents, that, in Hindi, they say, bechari ladki, poor girl. If you know Tamil, there is this, they say, pavam punna. So basically, only with the eyes of sympathy and pity that, my life is over. It is completely a dark future. What kind of future will she even have? I remember my mother told me, I'm blessed with the greatest parents and a sister. I would say that the confidence that I have and the reason I'm here today is because of the unconditional support that I had. My mother told me that, you never cried when you found out that you lost your hands. You did not cry. But the first time I really cried bitterly was the day I heard my very close neighbor tell my mother that your daughter has become a liability, a burden to you. We feel so sorry for you that now how will you, what will you do with her future? Like, it's like everybody around us had decided what my future would be. See, I'm going to share 5 lessons with you today. It's not no theoretical lessons. It is just 5 learnings from my journey. But the most important thing that I have understood from this is a second chance at life. Today, we are living in such uncertain times. I think something which all of you, especially where, in Oman, everything is so uncertain around us, and that is what I always believe. If there is one thing that we can amongst this, within this uncertainty, with whatever that happened with me, I have always believed that I was told, my doctors told me that I almost lost my life, I almost died that day, the day accident happened. But no, this is a second chance that I have at life. So with this second chance, would it be okay to sit and complain and blame and ask ourselves, why did this happen to me, or what if I had done something different, or who do I blame for this? If I had done that, I don't think I would have ever had this magical life that I've led in the last 24 years. I agree, a traumatic accident at 13, losing two hands and injuring my legs, but it is indeed a magical life, because I believe that the second chance that I have at life, it should not be spent complaining or blaming or finding a way or finding excuses. It should be about how do we move forward. So replacing those why me with what next, what do you do next in life. So I think you shared unstoppable. That is my favorite word. I use the word, I hashtag be unstoppable for all my social media posts. And I am going to share with you these 5 learnings that I have from my journey. So, the first lesson, never give up. I know today we all talked about it, but for me, why it is very important is because I think, we as humans, we love trying new things in life, or the new adventures, new jobs, new places, discovering new places, new relationship, new food. There's so much new to try every day. I think we all love that. But when we try something new or we learn something new, we never know that, will we succeed or will we fail. That is something that we often debate about, right? But what is this success and failure really? And then I understood that losing is not failing. Giving up, that is the biggest failure. That is failing. So if you never give up, you never fail. Losing is what? Like, you tried something, it didn't work, and then you go on with the next. So my example here, for me, my doctors told me that I would never walk. This because both my legs were completely crushed in the accident. I know I only have two very visible disabilities, that I don't have two hands, but the severity of the injuries was to my legs. I had nerve paralysis, loss of sensation, a number of things that could go wrong with my legs. They're completely disfigured. Even my mobility is restricted. And the doctors told my parents and me that this girl will never walk. But I remember one day I had gone to meet a plastic surgeon because my wounds were so gory sometimes to even look at, that I had gone to the doctor to ask if there is something that can be done. And then he smiled at me, of course, not in a way to hurt me, but then he wondered that you can't even walk. They are not even, practical. You can't even walk with these legs. Why do you want to make them, look good? And then I told him, doctor, I walked all the way from the parking lot to your office, and I walked this all by myself. So what he said that day is my second lesson, actually. He said that you don't walk with your legs. He said you walk with your mind, your attitude. That's my second lesson. Attitude is something, I know it is funny, but it is true. It is really, with the kind of injuries. I remember, in my teenage, when the accident happened in my 20s, I would just want to walk because I was so afraid that if I just start making excuses, because giving up was the easiest thing to do. I can just say, I don't have hands, I can't walk, I'm just gonna be bedridden forever. After my accident, I was bedridden for 2 years. I had these iron fixators drilled inside both my legs so that they could keep them in one, piece. It was the easiest thing to do, to give up. But no, I didn't want to. And when I said losing is not failing, giving up is failing, if I had given up on me that day, I think that would have been the biggest failure. So when my doctor said, you walk with your mind, and that is when I realized my second lesson, which is the most powerful lesson, your attitude. We can't control our lives, but if there is one thing that we can control, it is our attitude towards life. It is our reaction to our challenges. I could have just said, I'm a victim of a bomb blast, but no, I wanted to be a survivor of it. And what is the first thing as a survivor I did? I think in the beginning, Tebi shared in the introduction, but I do want to, when this accident happened, like I said, I was bedridden for 1.5 years. So I had completely missed school for 1 3/4 of years. Only 3 months left, 10th board exams. I was in Chennai getting treatment for my legs, and my friends back home in Rajasthan, they were writing their 10th board exam. You know how such an important year, 10th is to write your board exams. And I had only 3 months left. And of course, no school would admit me. I didn't have hands. I didn't know, I can't write. I can't go anywhere. I'd ask my mom, who is someone who always says yes to all my adventures. I think she's the, like, whenever I think about my mother, I feel that she's the mother. This is the mother that I deserved in this life, because she would never pity me or, make me feel less of a person because I'm different. Nothing. When I told her, I know only 3 months are left, I want to write my exams, she said, okay, yes, let's do it. And how did I spend those 3 months? Of course, it was completely new. Like, I had to learn diagrams, I had to learn geometry, biology, fractions, something that you're used to writing. I couldn't write. So I had to like memorize and learn, and in a very different way. But those 3 months, that's what I did. Because when I had just said that this is what I'm going to do, I will not be the girl that those women in the hospital told me. Sometimes women themselves can be, somebody that who would hurt you. And those women who said that I'm the bechari ladki, the poor girl who will marry her, or who she'll never go back to school. Something told me that no, nobody can decide my future. I will. And then I enrolled. 3 months after the preparation, I wrote my exams. Honestly, to my mother, she told me that it is not the result or anything that matters. It is your effort to the achievement. Achievement never matters, but the effort you made, the hard work you put in, the time you put in, or the decision that you made to write those exams. She told me that itself was a very big achievement for me. Anything that happens after is just an afterthought. I wrote my exams with all the confidence that I had, a tiny little girl without two hands. But then when the day of the result came, it was actually the 2-year anniversary of my accident. So very, poetic memory. And I got a 483 out of 500, a 97% with 100 in maths and 100 in science. I had never scored these many marks with two hands. Like, I had two hands all my life, but I'd never scored these many marks. But here I am, 3 months after such a traumatic accident, learning to even understand who this real person, who am I in this new body. And that is the result I got. So when I talk about the second lesson, attitude, the reaction to our challenges, I think what I'm trying to say here is every cloud has a silver lining. We have read this. It's a very cliche quote that we have read it. But we need to find that silver lining. It is never going to be right in front of us. We need to find it. I think for me, the silver lining was finding I think just being responsible for my identity, that I will not allow anyone else to decide what my future would be. So these two lessons, never give up, attitude, really, I would say, were the best things that I learned with my journey as a survivor. But very heavy lessons, right? It's not every day. It's not easy some days you want to give up. Some days you don't know how to face the challenge. Someday you are overcome with so much grief that you don't know how to even get up from the bed and brush your teeth. I've had those days. Especially in the last 10 years, when I had my first episode with PTSD, something I never thought as an adult, when I was in my 30s, I had my first, panic attack episode, something I didn't even know existed. So how do you deal with that? So for me, I think the first and most important thing at that time, I think it was very difficult to, even to console myself, or even to, give me a pep talk. But I think something that I have learned in the last 20 years, my third lesson, and I think a very, very important lesson, is the importance of humor, laughter. I know they say, right, laughter is the best medicine. I've had all the, surgeries. I think I've had more than 13 surgeries, all the medications they, gave me to treat my hands and legs. But laughter is truly the best medicine. And I'll share one story with you. I have many stories, but this one story has stayed with me. This one time when I was doing my master's in social work in Delhi, I did it with my sister. So together we were classmates, and it was, again, Delhi summers are very, very hot. I was fitted with prosthetic hands. So they were these silicone hands, very real, very lifelike. And they were German made hands. So I was fitted with them. I used to wear them to college, but when I'll come back home, I'll remove them, because at home they didn't really give me, they were not of, they didn't help me as much as I thought they would. I was independent without them at home. So I had this neighbor who used to live downstairs, and she is someone who told me the first time she found out about me and my accident that I, or perhaps my parents, have committed some kind of a terrible curse either in this life or the previous life for me to have or to live in this kind of a body. Or, the darkest way of stereotyping like me with the person with disability. And she would say those things. So for a long time, I used to wonder that how is it, because I can't get angry at her, or I don't know. I was always trying to understand, how do I sensitize? How do I tell her that what happened is an accident? It's not my fault, or there is nothing wrong in being a person with disability. I'm not ashamed of my disability. It is not my fault. But it is difficult. There are many people in the neighborhood who thought that way, but she especially. So one particular day she had come home. I think she wanted to talk to my mother about something, probably to borrow something. So when I had come back home from college that day, my two prosthetic hands, and this is not intentional, believe me, I had kept them on the couch in the living room, and I had gone back to my room inside. So when I kept the hands in the living room couch, the two pillows that were there on the couch, they fell on the hand in such a way that, just imagine in a Japanese horror movie, two hands are coming out of nowhere. Just imagine a scene that two very real lifelike hands, but it's a horror movie. You see like that. So that is how it looked like. So there were just two hands coming out of the sofa. So when she came home that day, she rang the bell, but the moment she entered, she was greeted with two hands just coming out at her, but they were coming out of nowhere. And she stood scared, and then I came, and then I saw, and then we all figured out, understood she, and together we all started laughing. We were all actually laughing at the hands. A hand, a topic, a tragedy, a trauma that had happened. But at the end, together, all of us were laughing at it. We were trying to make sense, or trying to reduce the magnitude of what had happened. So I think that is what humor does. It does not erase your pain. It definitely cannot give you back what you lost, but what it can do, and what really it means for us to laugh sometimes at our problems, or to just to make it light, is, I think, how it helps soften the blow. For me, I think that is one of my I think greatest lesson that I have since then. When you are busy at work, sometimes you say, oh, there is so much work to do, this has gone beyond my hands. I would tell sometimes that to my mother, and she'll say, but you don't have hands, where can it go beyond that? So some funny remarks like that, or something. The word hand, it is just casual jokes at the end of the day. I know even on social media sometimes people share. Sometimes you're a little insensitive, but if you have a good sense of humor, nothing like it. Like, in Dandiya, you have these Dandiya sticks where you play Garba. So somebody when I was sharing this Navratri post, somebody sent a tweet to me saying that, ma'am, you don't need Garba sticks at all because your hands are like Garba sticks. Insensitive, but funny. I could laugh at it. I actually laughed at that. So hand never became something scary. In the end, as a bomb blast, something that was taken away from me just became something very light. So that is my third lesson. And then these three lessons, if there is, I would say, if what really helped me achieve, or what really helped me take these lessons and apply them in my life, was my fourth and a very, very important lesson, which is acceptance. Acceptance is not surrender. I'm not surrendering to my fate that because I have accepted these two hands or these two legs. I was a trained classical dancer, a Kathak dancer before my accident. But after the accident happened, I couldn't dance. I also was very good at art and craft and designing in sports. The accident happened. I lost the ability to do anything with my hands and legs. I could not pursue it. I was not accepting my hands as a way of surrendering to life. I think for me, I have understood that acceptance is the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves. It is the greatest reward. And the day we understand that the way I think we understand that what we are good at, or what our strengths are, and stop focusing on what we don't have or what we are not good at, I think that would be the day you would be truly invincible. And that is what happened to me, because when I joined college, the first 10 years after the accident, I remember spending a lot of time trying to hide my hands. Today I'm talking to you and my hands are just, it's my body. I'm just comfortable with these, but this is not who I was 10 years ago. I used to wear prosthetics. I used to wear 2 layers of clothing to hide the prosthetics. And if someone came to me to shake hands or some new person came, the first thing I would do it with my hands behind my back, because I was not prepared to be told bechari ladki, poor girl, over and over and over. And I was not prepared to go through or relive my accident every day. I did that for 10 years. 10 years is a long time to want to just hide your disability from the world or hide the person you are. I would just not go out or socialize or go anywhere because I was afraid that how people would see me differently. So all my energy, my creativity, my effort, everything went into being somebody that I was not. Acceptance is what taught me what I'm good at. I understood that I was good at writing. I understood that I'm good at speaking. Okay, I can't dance again, but there are things that I can develop. There are things that I can do. Life was not just about that. There is something more to life, and I think that's what I needed to be. There is a Chinese, I think it's a proverb somewhere I read, but I have modified it to my understanding. That proverb talked about two people meeting, but for me I realize it is the connection with us and our destiny. So there is an invisible thread that connects us to what we are destined to achieve. That thread, it may sometimes tangle, it may even stretch, but it never breaks. So when I'm talking about this invisible thread, the tangles, what are the tangles? They are the challenges that we face, the barriers, the obstacles. What are the stretches? The time it takes for us to achieve something, our patience, testing our perseverance. So the thread, it can tangle, it can stretch, but it never breaks. What you're destined to achieve or what you believe you truly deserve, I think you will always in the end get that. And with that, I think that is what I have believed, and that is what acceptance taught me, that the accident may have taken away my hands, my ability to walk like before, or do a lot of things that perhaps I was good at or I loved doing. But if there is something that the accident or nobody can take away from me, it is my spirit. I think human spirit, it is made of such incredible perseverance, courage, and determination. I don't think any loss, any kind of challenge, no disability can take that away from us. And I think you're all in the most, I would say right now, in the situation that what Middle East is facing right now. Human spirit, I believe, is what is really, I'm seeing such amazing perseverance and courage from people, and this session that we are having today, that's what keeps us going. Nobody can take our spirit away from us. It can take our even hands away, but not our spirit. That is for us to keep and cherish. So after these 4 lessons, I have one lesson that is something that I would say that collectively combines it all together, which is a growth mindset. Having a growth mindset, a person who maybe believes in the above 4 lessons would really be a person who follows their growth mindset. But before that, I just want to say one thing. What would someone with a fixed mindset do? They would believe that the skills or talents or what they're born with, that is it. There is nothing beyond that. I was a born dancer. If after the accident I had followed my fixed mindset, I would believe that that is about it. There is nothing else I can do. That is what someone with a fixed mindset would think. But what would someone with a growth mindset believe? They would believe that with hard work, with determination, nothing is impossible. There is no limits to what you can do. And that is what human spirit teaches us. Another thing, people with a fixed mindset, they would be afraid of others' success, or they would be afraid of making mistakes, but not with someone who has a growth mindset. They would consider every mistake as an experience, something that you learn from every challenge, every experience. It is just something that it's a learning experience at the end of the day. And they are not afraid of others' success. For them, it's just collectively we all, like Tavishi said, empowered women empower women. So that is what someone with a growth mindset would do. And what ultimately the growth mindset teaches us, resilience. I think that is the one takeaway word. Before I share some pictures with you, I want us all to remember that if there is one thing that you can be in this life, it is you have to be resilient. I think the ability to no matter fall down how many times. I remember in the last 7 years, I thought that I had overcome my accident because I had resumed school. I was traveling for my talks. I had received such great honors. I thought that this is it. I've overcome my disability, and I felt so powerful. But then came more life challenges, and that is when I realized that, resilience, it is a choice, it is a decision that you need to make every day, a choice that, today also you will not give up. Next day when you wake up, no, I will face, no matter what comes, I will face. Because I remember I was again bedridden in the last 7 years. I had new diagnosis in my legs. I had my PTSD episode. I was hospitalized again for several months. I was wondering that I have already done all this, and when I was 13, how many more times can I keep doing? Is this life only going to be about facing challenges? I didn't want that, but I didn't have a choice either. I didn't give up at 13. I don't have an excuse to give up when I'm, somebody who has learned so much from that young girl. So how can I give up now? You always have to believe and see how far you have come. So that is what a growth mindset, that is what resilience teaches us, that, no matter what happens, you always bounce back, but this time with, more, a better version of yourself. And another thing about resilience is, we all talk about physical muscles, like working out, having protein, and, having that routine. What is resilience really? It is also a form of muscle. To me, I believe resilience is a muscle, and you need to keep, you need to exercise it. You need to feed it with positive self talk. You need to feed it with discipline. You need to feed it with an attitude of never giving up. That is the only way for you to, keep your resilient muscle active. And I think that is what your growth mindset teaches. So with these 5 lessons, I want to thank you all for listening to these lessons that have shaped me, the person that I am. And I want to now take this opportunity to share some pictures with you of my journey. And, for you to really understand, these pictures are not just my achievements. It is not a single achievement, not just for me. This is a collective achievement of the whole society of women. And we are celebrating Women's Day. Women with disabilities are doubly discriminated, one because of their gender, and second because of their disability. So this is an achievement for all those women. But most importantly, what happens when we include a person with disability? Today I'm so honored to be, among these beautiful, amazing, powerful women on screen. I'm included today, and this is what it really means. We need to include no matter what the difference or challenge. So these pictures are my way of letting people understand that this is what it truly means to, include a person with disability. So we have the first set of pictures when dreams get a seat at the table. So my greatest, when I shared with you that I got a 483 out of 500 in my 10th, so that was actually a state rank. So Dr. Kalam was a president at that time, and he read my story in the newspaper and invited me to Rashtrapati Bhavan and congratulated me. So that is my picture with him. And 5 years ago on International Women's Day, again at Rashtrapati Bhavan, I received the President Award. It is called the Nari Shakti Puraskar. It's a national award. This award was given by the Ministry of Women and Child Development for my work on women empowerment. And on Women's Day, I think it was the most amazing honor that I received. A very, very, amazing milestone. And the pictures in the middle that you see, the tweets that you see, it was Twitter back then, now it is X, but this was again another International Women's Day 2020, 5 years ago. So Honorable Prime Minister had invited 7 women in the whole country to take over his social media accounts, and I was one among the 7 women, and I got to share my story through his profiles, all on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I shared with you. So it's surprising that I remembered. Acceptance is truly a greatest lesson for me. So my story through the Prime Minister's handle. So these are the pictures, the first set of pictures that I wanted to share with you. We'll go to the next slide. So when I told you that, my disfigured legs, I have nerve paralysis in my right leg, I wear braces, and my doctor's telling me that this girl will never walk again. And the only thing in my mind was, I have to walk. But these pictures are not just walking. They're walking as a fashion model, as a showstopper, not just another fashion model, but fashion to promote people with disability and their fashion. So these are inclusive fashion, accessible fashion. So a lot of these clothes, they are designed in a way for someone with a disability who can independently wear them. So, instead of buttons, they are using Velcro. Instead of zippers, the different kind of material is used. So I'm here walking the ramp. Two of the pictures are in India, one is in the US. A lot of this is to promote accessible fashion, and I think this was again like, to be told that you will never walk and to actually walk. Of course, I'm wearing my shoes and braces in the pictures in when I was walking, but nevertheless, I think it's a victory for me. The next slide, please. So I talked to you about this collective achievement that we all have. So this is the most important part of that is representation. And I'm already seeing these amazing women on screen and how we hold these kind of positions. And we need these kind of role models. But, growing up, when this is 2002, I didn't see anyone with a disability. I didn't see anyone with a disability in a magazine or on TV or someone as a neighbor, nobody. So I believe that people with disability don't exist because I was only 13. I didn't even understand that someone could lose a body part at the age of 13. Or I just didn't understand maybe they will not have a future because I had not seen anyone. So representation is very important. So these next set of pictures, I have two slides. These are, you can show the next set of pictures. Starting from being published as a bechari, as a poor girl, as a bomb blast victim, to these kind of headlines, something that the neighbor that she told about me to my parents that now have become a liability. But these articles don't say that. They don't say that I'm a liability or a burden, but they said something opposite. And that's what I wanted to believe too. And that is what I advocate for now. That, it doesn't matter. Losing a body part is nothing. At the end of the day, it is you who make your own identity. So these set of pictures, and can we have the next slide? When I got the opportunity to speak at the UN. So the photo on the top is the day I got to speak at the UN. The photo, as you can see on the bottom right, is I'm holding my PhD thesis, my doctorate thesis. So I'm actually showing my right hand because I wrote it with the bone that is protruding from the right hand. So it acts as my incredible finger. I always say that people have 10 fingers. I have one incredible finger, and I use that to type my thesis. So these pictures and the headlines, this is what matters to me. Representation, talking, having a positive representation of people with disabilities. So the next slide. You have seen all these pictures of me, but my greatest identity, and today I've been invited as a speaker. So mic in hand is what these set of pictures reminds me that grief and suffering, it ceases to be painful the moment we find meaning to it. For me, my meaning to my grief and my suffering, those hospital days, those traumatic injuries, those sleepless nights, everything was what I'm doing right now, to be able to influence someone's life in a positive manner. I think to me, that is what gave purpose. I couldn't imagine what other silver lining could I find for a bomb blast that happened to a 13-year-old. But when I started speaking, the last 10 years that I have been speaking, I realized that was, the silver lining, and that is what gave me purpose to move forward. So next slide, I found this picture very recently in my home, and I was 13. I don't have any pictures from the hospital or anything. I think this is the only photo I have of me when I was 13. And this is the photo this year that I took on my birthday on 18th Feb. So it's like, 24, almost 24 years apart. I cannot imagine that, this is how far life has come. But the one thing I'm always grateful for is that I did not give up on life that day. And this is how, life has rewarded me by giving me these kind of platforms to share my story and to inspire people. So I'm going to end this presentation with the next slide. And tell you that perhaps the only disability in life is a bad attitude. And if we don't have a bad attitude, then there is no one is disabled ever. Everybody is truly empowered and truly enabled. The next slide, if we can connect, of course, I think I would love for all of us to connect, but this is my presentation and this is my story that I want to share with each one of you, that being unstoppable is the only way to move forward in life. Thank you.
Dr. Malvika, I'm at loss of words.
Thank you.
Confronting challenges, accepting yourself, and having a growth mindset, discovering your inner resilience, breaking all kinds of stereotypes, and inspiring others to be on the headlines as a representation, to have the social impact, and to shape a better future. Kudos to you. I would request all of you to give a standing ovation in the virtual screens to Dr. Malvika Iyer.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, my lovely audience. Everyone may please be seated.
Can I say
May I now
something?
request?
Tevi, can I say something?
Yes.
Malvika, once you started your presentation, I have two girls. They are 7 and almost 5 years old. So I had them over and they listened to your entire presentation. And it was truly wonderful. And I think that you have motivated them. And that's why you must be seeing certain faces coming from this
Yeah,
side during the
I
presentation.
did.
Yes.
Yes.
Now they have run away because I told them that I'll introduce you. So, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Malvika, for the
Thank
presentation.
you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Tavishi.
I would also
May I
like
now
to
request?
say that as Tevi had said that, on hearing Dr. Malvika from Abu Dhabi, I was completely like, what to say, short of words and everything. I would say that, she touches the emotions of all of us.
Yes.
That is the thing. Yeah.
Indeed.
Truly inspirational.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming
Thank you
over.
for inviting me. Thank you. I'm so touched. Thank you so much.
As an
Thank you.
anchor, this would be my first time where I was not able to speak. Thank you. And now may I request CA Ashwini Sarikar, our past chairperson of ICAI Muscat chapter, to felicitate Dr. Malvika.
Thank you, CA Tebi. Dr. CA Malavika, it was really, really heartwarming to listen to your story. Determination when you decide that you will not allow the situation to affect you and still go ahead, I think that's something. It is a lesson to everyone. I would also be definitely discussing this with my daughter after this. And our chairperson, C. Unmesh, he generally always has a poetic way of putting things. Maybe I'll take his role today. इरादे हो बुलंद तो रास्ते भी झुक जाते हैं इरादे हो बुलंद तो रास्ते भी झुक जाते हैं हौसलों वाले ही दुनिया में मिसाल बना जाते हैं You are that misal. Your determination is showing the path to so many others, and that is certainly the purpose which you mentioned. And even I'm at a loss to say anything further. And on behalf of the chapter, it's our delight to listen to you. It would have been great to meet you in person, but maybe some other day. But today I take this opportunity to present this certificate of appreciation to you from the chapter side. Thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your inspiring story with us. Thank you so much.
So touched. Thank you so much. It is so beautifully that you shared the poetic lines, and I'm very, very grateful to the Muscat Oman chapter for this session. And I'm really, I'm very happy for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, C. Ashwini. Thank you, Dr. Malvika Iyer, for enlightening us with your experience and sharing your stories today with us. Thank you so much. After listening to the real life examples from Dr. Malvika, it's time to get into a very lighter session. So to engage you with a very interesting session and a quiz session, let me invite CA Smita Gaikwad to conduct the next session.
Thank you, CA Devi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you all ready for fun and fast quiz? Guess the advertisement. Please make a note on important points to be considered while you log which are displayed on the screen for your reference. Game pin, login link, access. Also, you all need to ensure that your system volume is full so that the clips are audible to you clearly. I will be playing an audio or a video clip, and on completion of the clip, you need to guess the advertisement and answer the same in the Kahoot in 5 seconds. Winners of the quiz will be announced on completion of the quiz. I'm sure you all must be ready and all set for the watch closely, think quickly, and let your memories create magic. Begin with our first clip.
CS Mita, let me take this opportunity to intervene. I hope all of you have been able to log into Kahoot. The link is pasted in the chat box.
पहले तो बता 100 on 100.
Smita, you can just go back maybe.
Yeah.
You just ensure that, they have logged in.
Please type in the chat box if you're able to log into Kahoot. I have pasted the link in the chat box.
You have to put your name underscore the membership number as a nickname to log in of the members.
I hope you have been able to join. CS Mita, can you please confirm, are you able to see the entries?
Entries, but only few of them have joined as of now. And convection, that name underscore the membership number. It's only the name which are coming up.
Smita, Adya is my daughter's name, so she has joined. She doesn't have a membership number.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
can you see
many
Adya?
of them, many of them.
You can see Adya in your screen? Adya.
Yes, I can see her. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Hope everyone is able to log into the quiz and they are joining in. So, hope you all must have logged in and we can just start with our first clip.
बता कितने मिले? पहले तो बता 100 on 100. अरे दिखा 105. 5 marks extra.
Now you can answer the first question of our quiz in Kahoot. Hope you would have answered it, and we will move on to our next clip.
चुटकी में चिपका।
Now you can answer the Kahoot app. Now we'll move on to the next.
रेनू बॉस आ रहा है और बर्फ तो खत्म।
इतनी जल्दी कहाँ जमेगी आइस आइस बेबी, तभी तो बस मिल पाएगा ठंडा ठंडा पानी, 5 से फ्रिज में जमेगी क्विक आइस आइस बेबी।
Now you can answer the same in Kahoot. Now let's move on to our next clip.
ओहो दीपिका जी, आइए आइए, लीजिए आपका सब सामान तैयार।
ये नहीं, नीली डिटर्जेंट टिकिया।
लेकिन आप तो वो हमेशा महंगी वाली टिकिया
लेती थी। जब वही महंगे दामों वाली क्वालिटी, वही सफेदी, वही झाग कम दामों में मिले तो कोई ये क्यों ले? वो न ले।
मान गए।
किसे?
Now I'll request you all to answer for the advertisement. Now we will move on clip.
अरे बबलू, यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो?
सब गुस्सा करते हैं, मैं घर छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ।
मगर घर में तो मम्मी ने गर्मा गर्म जलेबियाँ बनाई है।
जलेबी?
Now I'll request you all to post the answer in the Kahoot app. We will move on to our next clip.
ये ज़मीं ये आसमां, हाँ ये ज़मीं ये आसमां, हमारा कल हमारा आज, हमारा कल हमारा आज, बुलंद भारत की बुलंद तस्वीर।
Now I'll request you all to answer for the advertisement in Kahoot. Now we will move on to the next piece of clip.
पांडो कॉफी नेक्स्ट। हाँ भाई, तुम क्या लाए हो? चुपचाप सारा पैसा इस बैग में भर दो। पीछे अकाउंट नंबर लिखो। Take it.
सिक्योरिटी सिक्योरिटी आया जी मैडम बजरंगी
बजरंगी
फिसल गई जुबान
Hope you're all ready to post your answers in Kahoot for this quiz. Now we will be moving to our next clip.
चाय कॉफी के संग भाए करम खुर्रम मेहमानों को खुश कर जाए मजेदार लज्जतदार साथ स्वाद में जब जी चाहे शौक से खाएं करम खुर्रम सेक के खाएं तल के खाएं मजेदार लज्जतदार साथ स्वाद में
Now you all can answer for the quiz in Kahoot. Now we will move on to our 9th advertisement clip.
वाह सुनील बाबू नया घर नई गाड़ी नई मिसेज बढ़िया है? वाह सुनील बाबू नया घर नई और नई बढ़िया है सुनील बाबू मिसेज सुनील बाबू No, Sunil Babu. बढ़िया.
I hope you are ready with the answers to post in Kahoot. It's open for the quiz in Kahoot. Now we will move on for our final clip for the quiz today.
अरे पहले हाथ तो धो लो।
शेर भी कभी अपने पंजे धोते हैं दीदी?
पंजे तो चूहे भी नहीं धोते मामा जी।
शेरों के पंजे भी अब से धुलेंगे, यूं रोकेंगे टोकेंगे हो। खाने से पहले सदा हाथ धोना कभी भी ना भूलेंगे हो। जो माँ ने सिखाया वो सबको सिखाएंगे, एवरीबॉडी हाथ धो।
And the quiz is open to answer in Kahoot. Hope you all must have enjoyed playing the quiz, and here are the answers if you have missed on any. Now I'll request CA Sangeeta to come in to announce our winners for the quiz. So here is our podium.
Thank you, Smita, for doing this wonderful quiz. I hope everybody enjoyed and could participate. And many congratulations. Oh, Adya has come first. Wow. Many congratulations. And in second is Ram Bhatt. Third, Rajdeep.
You're on mute.
Sorry, Unmesh
Tavishi ji was saying something, but she's on mute.
I said
Yeah,
thank
but-
you so much. We all three of us enjoyed a lot for the quiz. Thank you. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
that's lovely.
Thank you.
It's good that you could participate.
Thanks to
Thank
them.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
everyone for
everyone.
participating.
Hope you all must have enjoyed the quiz. Thank you all. Congratulations once again to all the winners. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, CS Mita, for all the efforts that you've put in with actually the umpteen rounds of testings and trial and errors, especially when we move to this virtual platform. And to kick that nostalgia in all of us, taking back to the old golden era of jingles and advertisements. Thank you so much for creating this lighter moment for all of us. All right,
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you. So let's move to the last segment for today. We're going to have a wonderful panel discussion on the topic Beyond Barriers and Women Redefining Possibilities. Let me introduce the panel speakers. We have CA Shilpa Jain, polio survivor and a chartered accountant and MBA. May I have the AV please to introduce the speaker?
CA Shilpa Jain, a woman of courage, determination and grit. She was diagnosed with polio at just 2 months old, leaving her with 94% disability in her lower limbs. Yet she chose independence and resilience, becoming a chartered accountant, earning her management degree from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute and rising to leadership roles in major companies like Polaris, Hinduja and Vedanta. She co-founded the Me Too Kids Club with her husband, inspiring children through experiential learning and motivational talks. Her achievements have been recognized with the CA Special Recognition Award by ICAI, and her story has been featured by The Logical Indian and The Better India. Shilpa's life proves that disability is only a mindset, and with courage and determination, one can truly live without limits. We welcome our distinguished speaker to ICAI Muscat, Oman, Chapter CPE event.
Welcome, CA Shilpa Jain.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me and thank you for this wonderful introduction.
We have the next and yes, ma'am.
No, I was just saying I'm truly honored to be around so many distinguished people. I am lost at words after hearing what Malvika had to say. So I'm really mesmerized with her story.
We are incredibly honored to have you as well here, ma'am.
Thank you.
We have the next panelist, CA Nissy Poulose, from nursing to high impact finance. And that's incredibly a chartered accountant's leadership journey. May I have the AV please to introduce CA Nissy Poulose?
Meet CA Nissy Poulose, a woman who embodies resilience, discipline, and excellence. She's a uniquely accomplished professional who transitioned from a decade-long career in nursing and academia to becoming a chartered accountant. In 2025, she established Nissy Poulose and Associates, specializing in taxation, audit, GST compliance, and support for the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. She also serves as a taxation faculty at Prudent Academy, mentoring CA students with her expertise. Her diverse background includes clinical instruction, nursing lecturing, and hands-on patient care across multiple specialties. With strong technical skills, deep knowledge of the healthcare and education sectors, and proven resilience, exemplifying discipline, empathy, and excellence. Her journey is a testament to determination and the power of reinvention. We welcome our distinguished speaker to ICAI Muscat, Oman, Chapter CPE event.
Thank you. Thank you for selecting me as a panelist with the distinguished guest. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. To moderate the panel discussion today, we have with us CA Shalini. I welcome CA Shalini as a moderator, and the screen is all yours. Over to you.
Thank you, CA Tepi. Thanks a lot. I think listening to all the amazing ladies here today, Tavishi ma'am, Malvika ji, the evening till now has been highly inspiring and motivating. Life lessons, never give up, growth mindset, and innumerable learnings. I think what a evening it is. But let's not say that that's all. We have more to come. We have with us two very, very esteemed guests who, as you just heard in the introduction, have turned challenges into strength with their outlook towards life, resilience, and leadership qualities. CA Shilpaji and CA Nissy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. You're welcome to have both of you here with us. Though I know we were looking forward to hosting you and meeting you in person, but due to the unforeseen circumstances, we have to have this virtual session. However, I'm sure this virtual session will not be a limitation in gathering all the learnings from your journey and making most of it. So all of us here in this session today are looking forward to getting really inspired and grow. So before we start the discussions, I request all the audience that please put all your questions in the chat box. We have set aside some time to take the audience questions, and the speakers will be taking up all the questions. Please put the name of the speaker to whom you want to address the question, and we will take up all the questions in the end of the session. So with that, let's begin the session. So Shilpaji, let's start with you. Can you please tell me something about your journey, which were the defining moments in your life where you had to make bold decisions, even when the odds were against you? What helped you in taking those decisions?
The boldest decision which I think I took in my life was getting married. Just a brief background about myself, as you mentioned in my introduction, that I had been suffering from polio since I was 2 months old, which was literally like since I was born. So growing up here, I had faced a lot of issues. Especially, I come from a typical Marwadi background society. So having a girl child 40 years back itself was a traumatic thing, and then on top of it I was having polio. So till the time I was 13, 14 years, my growing up years were surrounded by hearing words like bichari, boj hai, and liability. Whomsoever used to come to my house, or wherever, if I used to go for any social gatherings, or there are a lot of instances where only thing I could hear was pity, sympathy, and not only for me but used to be for my parents also. And that is what used to hurt me a lot. Okay, chalo, I have a problem, I can understand people using all those phrases for me, but why my parents? And that is what was really hurting me. And when I was in my 8th grade, my grandmother just told my father that you should not spend any money on her education. Rather, accumulate that money, and you'll need a lot of dowry, because you can't keep her in your house for whole life. You'll have to get her married someday, and you'll need a lot of money. And that time my school fees was only 8 rupees a month. So that time something really hit me that, for 8 rupees also, my grandmother was saying so much to my parents. And that is when I decided that, I had enough of this nonsense. And by the time I had realized that I had polio, and which was incurable, so then I decided that that's it, henceforth, whoever is in my family or associated with me or something like that would never ever have to hear anything because of me. I will achieve so much in my life that people will have so much to talk about me that they'll forget that I even have polio. That I have to remind them, "Ki, boss, you're forgetting I have a polio." So that is, when I decided that, I'll focus on studies, because during those days in our society, girls used to not get educated. They used to be just married by the age of, 18, 19, 20. And so I, decided that I have to study, make a career for myself, be independent, and make my parents proud. And fortunately for me, my father supported me. So by the time I was 25, I had done my CA, CS, MBA, MCOM. I was rank holder in a couple of exams and all of that. And I just started my career. And that is when my husband came in my life. And I knew that whatever I had experienced in my 25 years of journey, whosoever will get married to me will have to face the similar situation. I mean, I had decided, कि, okay, chalo, I can face it. And, I had never thought about those things. But I cannot let any other person suffer because of me. And the kind of society and, mindset people, I mean, today's people still have awareness about the disability. But 25, 30 years back, the moment you say polio, that's it, people's brain freeze over there only. They cannot think anything beyond that. So probably, but my husband, who is again a CA, MBA, he was working in a marry quite a very senior level, and he was hell bent on marrying me. So after a lot of to and fro, we decided that we'll get married, and I knew this was the biggest, the worst decision. I mean, at that point in time, because people used to just think that he's marrying me because of my money, or I had his family used to think that I had performed some kind of black magic on him. I used to tell, if I had those powers, I would probably use that to clear CA exams. Why I would waste it on somebody? So, but then, because of his unwavering support, he was like, no matter what, he saw me as a person, not as a disabled. He saw me as a person who was capable of doing things in life, who had chosen to defy all the odds and still move ahead in life. So probably that was the biggest and the boldest decision I had ever taken in my life.
So, Nissy, for you, the journey has been very different. You had a very successful professional journey. You were an accomplished nurse, lecturer, trainer. And what made you think that you need to change, and why?
Actually, listening to Dr. Malvika and Shilpa ji, I am struck by how privileged I am. The struggle I had was not really struggles. So, having served as a nurse, I have walked the halls with many patients facing similar battles. But I have rarely witnessed such an incredible attitude towards life. No? So, their resilience is moving. So, hats off to first Dr. Malavika and Shilpa ji, and I wish all the best to them. And with my decision to change my profession, I was a science stream student. Later joined nursing for graduation, which was a common path for girls at that time in Kerala. And after that, I worked as a staff nurse in various hospitals in Kerala. And I understood that the salary was very less, but the work pressure was very high. During the night and all, we have to manage 45 students, 45 patients alone. But the remuneration was not that much very good and all. So I realized that in Kerala, if you want to grow in your profession, either you have to migrate to abroad or you have to do your higher studies. So I enrolled for post-graduation in nursing. I qualified with decent marks, and I joined as a lecturer in a college. But the things were not that much improved. Even I continued for 6 years. When I thought of doing my PhD in nursing, my husband, who is also a chartered accountant, asked me to compare the life after PhD with a CA life. Because when I was doing my post graduation, my cousin was also staying with me, and he was doing his CA. And when he started his career, the salary he got was 6 times more than me. But the effort I took, which was equal to him. So then again, I compared the CA profession. There is an opportunity for self-employment. I thought it will give me an opportunity to manage my household activities as well as my professional responsibilities. I can take it as I can manage it both. if I am self-employed. So in nursing, there is not like that an opportunity. There is an opportunity to be an independent nurse practitioner, but that is not that much established in India. So that's why I choose CA. Because I have an opportunity for self-employment. But still I believe nursing is a noble profession and it deserves much recognition and better facilities in India. I'm proud to say that I am a nurse because my nursing journey only prepared me for handling such a pressure or balancing the life, especially my 2 years of post-graduation.
I think very different challenges on both sides and very different reasons why this path has been chosen, but it's been amazing. Shilpaji, what was that one challenge or setback that later became your greatest strength? And if you could just go back, and would you like to change it? Is there something in your life which you feel you would like to change, the setback which you face?
I mean, honestly, I don't think I've ever faced any setback. I mean, I personally feel that, there is nothing called as limitation. It's just here. It's your mindset which defines you. So, I mean, although people feel I have polio, I cannot walk, or I'm 94% disabled, but trust me, today I drive a scooty, I drive a four-wheeler, I swim. I am as independent as anybody else.
Maybe more.
Okay, I mean, if I have to go back, I wouldn't change. In fact, I always feel I'm thankful to God that He gave me polio. Had I not had polio, probably I would be, like what my other cousins or sisters are leading a life, not being able to study, get married, take care of the house, or, take care of the kids, and, just to walk on a path which was defined by others. But because I had polio, I chose to define my path. I got a chance to study. I took a decision that no, I have to work. I mean, I come from a business family. None of the females in our house work. Nobody works. I'm the only female on either side of the family who's working. In fact, today I'm leading a luggage company. I'm the head of operations as well as, manage the entire supply chain of my prior work experience. So all this was possible because, I had polio. So I am really, really thankful to God that He gave me polio. So I don't think I would want to change. I mean, I got a chance to break the stereotypes. So I don't think I want to change anything if I ever get a chance.
My God, it's a beautiful way of looking at things. It's how you can, you always say glass half full or half empty, and how beautifully you have taken it in your life. It's really amazing. What about you? Do you think there's some challenge or setback which you would like to change? Something in your life which you felt that this was the biggest challenge, and going back, you would like to change that?
Actually, I doesn't have any setback like this, but my personal setback was loss of my father. However, the challenge I faced was time management because I from the post graduation period itself. So I did my post graduation after marriage when my younger child was 1 year old, and it was the most stressful period of my life because it was same. I took the same effort. It is comparable to for clearing the CA exam because MSc nursing is a postgraduate course which is designed to mold you into a researcher, teacher, or manager. So you have to take classes, organize conferences, seminars, teaching to the patients, peers, like that. So which is involving and delivering lessons with various audiovisual aids and the curriculum demanded deep understanding of both theory and practical applications. But my life at home was equally demanding because my younger child was 1 year old and elder son was in LKG, and we lived in an extended family without any domestic help. So my mother-in-law and I handle all the household activities. My schedule was like 24/7. So I had to catch the bus to reach college by 7:30, and before that I have to complete all the work. I had to get ready my son. So the pressure was not just on me. My husband was recently started his professional practice, and we had launched a coaching center also. The managing of the first batch of students put him under immense pressure. And to add our challenges, our younger child had health issues that frequently needed hospital visit. So there were so many moments that I felt like quitting. However, I somehow found the courage to persevere. During my study years and all, my husband would drop me off at my parents' house, which was on the way to his office, and where I could study peacefully. Then, when he come back, he will pick me. And when the results finally declared, I secured excellent marks. Actually, the second position, but a little difference from the first position because of internal marks. So actually, that was the real moment I realized my potential. And when I joined CA also, time management was my greatest challenge. So from the starting of nursing itself, I started time planning. So for each hour, I have to plan. So I have to take care of my kids. I have to study. I have to manage my professional commitments. So I wanted to be a mastery over my time. So that helped me. And now also that time planning helped me to balance my life. I think that helped me to become a disciplined or to balance my professional as well as personal life.
So the big lesson, time management, what magic it can bring in life. It's amazing. And I think that's what we keep on telling the kids these days, that, respect time and then you can achieve.
Yes.
Okay. Shilpaji, do you think that is it harder breaking into leadership or staying there consistently? Do you think as a female there is a challenge around it?
See, honestly, I feel breaking into leadership is definitely challenging. But in my view, staying there consistently is even harder, especially when you are a woman. Breaking in is like a sprint. It demands intense effort or resilience, proving your capabilities again and again until someone finally gives you a seat at the table. But staying there is like a marathon character. Once you reach a leadership, people are constantly watching you, not just your decisions, but your values, your consistency, and how you are, able to handle pressure and setbacks. Sustaining that trust or that credibility or the impact which you have created over a period of time requires a different level of discipline and self-awareness. So I feel it's very different, like once you get the seat at the table, but maintaining is that even more challenging. And personally, I think leadership also evolves over the time. I mean, for example, if I have to talk about me, earlier I used to think that, leadership meant being the best, having the right answers, or, making the smartest of decisions and achieving the best results. Success felt like individual. It was for me. But as I have evolved, as I've grown, I feel leadership is a different meaning. It is not just about your own self, but it is about how you create impact. It is not about how far you can go alone, but how many people you can take along with you. It is about building that confidence in others and giving opportunities, and what kind of environment you create where people feel empowered to step up. I mean, I always feel that, if I can help people become a little silly, strong, or brave, just like I have been, then I feel that, I've really led my team. Because leadership is not about titles or, positions. It is about the courage which you inspire in others to live a more better or more empowered life.
Definitely, definitely. Nissy, what are your views on this? What's your take?
In my view, I just entered to a new profession. Only just 4 months I have started this practice now. So breaking into leadership is harder challenge for me. particularly when you are transitioning from a different professional background. So starting a new practice in a specialized field like this requires overcoming a credibility gap. So you have to carve out a space for yourself where no one existed before. But I think leadership is not just not is that position or not a rank someone eventually attains. Instead, it is a behavior or it is an ability to control and act with integrity in whatever situation you find yourselves. So you show your leadership skills the moment you take responsibility for a crisis or prioritize a complex task, regardless of your official designation. So leadership is about how you conduct yourself when the pressure is on. So it has to be developed, or the ability has to be developed. Then later maybe the to maintain will be the harder challenge next. But I think as of now, the breaking into leadership is the harder challenge.
Very true, very true. I think that's a challenge, and I like how Shilpa ji has also expressed it, that maybe getting the seat is easier than maintaining it. So
Yeah.
that's a big, big challenge for us. And Shilpa ji, if you were to live this life again, what would you do differently? What would you like to change, or why?
If I have to live this life differently, I would like to, only change the awareness that people have about people with limitations. You know, I mean, see, as Malvika was always all saying that, she had never seen any disabled around,
Yeah.
in her 13 years of age. And, I mean, the simple reason is, the society or the infrastructure around us is not very convenient for people to come out. I mean, if for example today when I decide to go out, I know everybody will try to sympathize with me, pity me, try to offer help to me. I mean, from their perspective, they might be trying to do something good. But we also need to think that, if I have decided to step out of the house, I know my limitations and I know how I will overcome that. But the moment somebody comes and gives you, should I help you? Will you be able to do it? Should I do this for you? It first of all, it takes a tremendous amount of effort or courage to come out, because imagine a world where everybody is disabled, only you are there. It's the same scenario for us, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is normal and we are considered abnormal. So it first of all, it takes tremendous amount of courage to come out of the house. And the moment you step out, there are 10 people offering you help which you don't need. So it just shatters your confidence, whatever courage you've tried to build within you and step out of the house, suddenly it is all shattered. And that is one of the reasons you will not see people, coming out and trying to do something. So if ever I get a chance, and I'm trying to do, I mean, through our NGO, trying to create an awareness how and what people should do and should not do. I mean, especially this applies to family members. I mean, I was fortunate enough that my family as well as my husband, they've never thought me as, having any limitations or challenges. I am treated as equal as my other sibling. And probably that is one of the reasons that, I've been standing here and doing what I'm being able to do. But not everybody is that fortunate. So, I mean, it's okay. There are problems in life. Maybe our problems is more visible, your problem is less visible. There are problems. So, you need to accept that and let it be. So, this is the only thing which I think I would like to change. Rest, I think I'm very happy and blessed to have a life which I'm living right now.
Nissy ji, what about you? If you're
So, if I were to live this life again, I honestly wouldn't change the path I took. But I might change my perspective earlier on, because by hearing Shilpa ji and Dr. Malavika, be stronger than your excuses. Okay, life will give you so many struggles, but you have to overcome that. So I think no matter whatever happens to you, you have to I changed my I lived my life as a flow. Whatever happens to me, I opened that door and I went through that. So I would leave it again the same transitions, but with a quiet confidence at every stage that no matter how different is building the person I am meant to become. So I think I wouldn't change the path I took.
Beautiful. I think let's just make this session a little bit more interactive and fun. Let's go in for rapid fire, I think. So
Yeah.
we'll try to limit answers to single liners so that we can have it quick here.
Yes.
Okay. Let's probably, Nissy, let's start with you. Like one habit that made the biggest difference in your life and career, what would you put it as?
That is time planning, mastery over time.
Shilpa ji?
Consistency in self-belief. I mean, showing up every single day, no matter what.
Wow. One skill women must build to grow today.
Adaptability.
Okay.
Adaptability to the situations.
I would say self-confidence. I mean, the courage to take any challenges heads on. No matter what, I can do it.
Beautiful. One thing you wish you knew when you were 25.
That career is a marathon, not a sprint that you have to achieve at the age of 30.
I think I known, I was trying to get validations. I mean, I don't need validation from anybody for anything. I know myself best, and that's it.
I think very, very inspiring. One book or podcast that shaped your thinking.
The Holy Bible, because it provided me mental resilience when I needed.
I mean, I would say Start with Why by Simon Sinek because, as I said, I want to inspire and have impact on people's life. But people don't get inspired by just what you do, but they get more inspired when they get to know why you are doing what you are doing. So that book had a real big impact on my life.
Wow. So one professional mistake you are grateful for.
Switching my career.
Of course.
In this case, Nishiji, I'll agree. I'll also have a similar answer. I always wanted to study medicine till I was in grade 10, but my father decided otherwise and made me get into commerce field. So that's one mistake. I mean, I don't know, but I'm grateful for.
I think we have some audience questions also. So I think we'll just give a few minutes to take the audience questions. I'll read out the questions. So this one is for Shilpa ji. As someone now mentoring others, what one piece of advice would you like to give young professionals who feel limited by their circumstances?
As I said earlier, there is nothing called as circumstances or problems or issues. I mean, it's just here. It's our mind. I mean, if I look at it as a problem, I will have lots of problem. I cannot get up, I cannot walk, my leg is hurting, my hands are hurting. It's eventually, end of the day, it's a choice which we are making. And it depends on us what choice we want to make. Either I can keep on blaming circumstances or I accept those circumstances and then think, okay, now what is the way out for it? So I generally feel it's just a mindset thing. We need to start looking at things differently. And once we do that, I think there is no limitation in life for anybody.
Beautiful. Nisiji, this one is for you. Career switchers often fear starting again too late. What would you say to professionals who want to change field but are held back by age, comfort, or self-doubt?
Actually, there is no expiry date for a dream. And you have that potential. Only you step out from your comfort zone, you can do wonders. So once you have to have that courage to step out your comfort zone and try something new. So you can do. Age is just a number.
Wow. Agreed. I think Shilpaji, this one is a little bit just to know what kind of support system is there. Like as the audience would be interested in knowing what employment opportunities the government is giving for differently abled people in India. Is there any policy which is supporting the differently abled people?
There are a lot of government schemes which I've heard about, but exact details I wouldn't know. I mean, there are government schemes where they help you in starting your small businesses also. There are some portals where you can register and get jobs also. But exact details I wouldn't know because honestly, I've never tried. I mean, so I wouldn't know, but I mean, I've heard that there's a lot of options, and even lately the government is doing a lot of things for people with limitations. So yeah, there are schemes which I think we need to just Google it out. So I'm sure they'll get details.
Thanks a lot, both of you. It has been a very, very insightful session, very, very inspiring. I think there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of motivation, and I think from the CG, the takeaway is, there's no time, no age, no barrier. If you want to switch, whatever your mind desires or heart desires, you can go there. And Shilpa ji, you with your strength, like physical limitation is no limitation. We can always move forward. So one last message, final message, which you would like to leave the audience with. Anything?
I mean, if you ask me, I mean, what I have always believed in is, like, don't wait for the world to give you a seat at the table. I mean, if they don't give you a seat, you bring your own chair. Or I would to say, better get your scooty and say, go right up to the table. People will call you disabled, unfortunate, miracle. Let them say, it doesn't matter. Well, they are busy finding labels for you. Probably you yourself find a way to lead them. No? Remember, being silly is just as important as being strong. I mean, if you can't laugh at your hurdles or if you can't accept your limitations, then those hurdles will become very difficult to cross over. But once you start making fun of it, I mean, I so many times I joke about my disability. So then I never feel anything about it, even when people comment about it. I mean, do not let the labels limit yourself. People will try to define you by what they think you lack, whether it's physical limitation, the right background, or the traditional mindset. But disability is just a mindset, not a physical state. You have to own your story, the grit, the scars, the fall, the miracles. And when you stop seeking the world's sympathy and start demanding their respect, you become unstoppable. So I would only say be fierce, be silly, be intelligent, but above all, be independent. You don't need to be dependent on anything for anybody. Like your life is not a tragedy to be pitied upon. I mean, it is you are your own craftsman. So make it a masterpiece of determination. I mean, why wait for anybody to come and do anything to that masterpiece? You have to design a masterpiece. In the end, I mean, as I always like to end with one simple note is where there is a will, there is a way. That's
Very
the
true.
only thing which I believe in.
Very true. Nissy ji, what about you?
Yeah. For me, be self-accountable for your destiny. So don't compare with others. You have your own potentials. We can see so many people around us. Okay, each one have different potentials. We have to identify our own potential. Life will give you so many problems. You may fall. It is not the fault, but you have to try to stand up. So the success belongs to those who try and those who start again from the when you fall. Oh, I fall. I fell down. I am ending my life. Not like that. You have to stand up and run again. So you have to be self-accountable for your own destiny. That is everyone's timeline is unique. You have to create it your own. That is my advice.
Thank you so much, both of you. It was a very, very inspiring session. Thanks a lot. I'm sure the audience would have taken a lot of notes and a lot of learnings.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the entire team, especially CA Sangeeta ma'am, CA Ajil and the entire team, CA Shalini ji. honoring me such with the incredible personalities, giving me a platform to share with them. Thank you so much. This is my first experience, and I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Back to CA Devi.
Thank you so much for that incredible panel discussion. For CA Shilpa Ji to say that having polio is the biggest blessing. And it was great to listen to the statement that you can choose to, you can either make noise or you can make choice. So it was great to listen to you, CA Shilpa, and to CA Nissy Poulose, that there is no expiry date for your dreams, and how you have mastered your time has been the secret behind your success. Thank you so much. And for CA Shalini for taking the session, seamlessly with two very distinguished personalities. And, may I request CA Anuradha Venkat, our past chairperson, to felicitate CA Shilpa Jain.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I don't know where to start, honestly, even before felicitation. It's been a mind-blowing evening, I think. I think International Women's Day actually reminds us that courage and determination come in many forms. And I think today we had the privilege of listening to stories that I don't know what to say, truly redefined resilience. So we heard from Shilpa Ji, despite being impacted by polio, how she pursued the demanding journey, of becoming a CA. And we also heard from Nissy Ji that as a nurse, how she chose to reinvent herself to become a CA. And earlier, I think we were so inspired by Dr. Malvika, whose story of overcoming the loss, or getting physically handicapped is nothing short of extraordinary, I would say. I think these are not just stories of professional success. To me, I feel like these are stories of grit and an unshakable belief that circumstances do not define our potential. So I think on behalf of ICAI Muscat chapter, I'd like to express our heartfelt appreciation to these remarkable women for reminding us actually that very truly said by Shilpa Ji also that limitations are often only in the mind, and that the human spirit is far stronger than any obstacle. Thank you for reminding us that, Shilpa Ji and all the others. And very special kudos to the ICAI Muscat chapter, really, for bringing such inspiring voices for us. Even though the session had to move online, due to unfortunate circumstances, I would say the inspiration certainly traveled across every screen. I really would have loved to meet you all in person, hopefully someday. And today's session definitely reminds us that when courage meets opportunity, extraordinary stories are created. Thank you. Thank you very much to ICAI Muscat chapter, and again, all the speakers. And it's my absolute privilege, CA Shilpa Ji, to felicitate you. Your story is just truly mind-blowing, and keep shining. Congratulations and thank you for participating in this Women's Day conference online, and really uplifting the whole program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and giving me a chance to share my story and, try and maybe create impact as I always try, even if I am able to create one more Shilpa, I think I would have lived my life better.
That's wonderful, really. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
CA
you.
Anuradha. Thank you, CA Shilpa Jain.
Thanks a lot.
Let me now invite CA Unmesh Bombe, our chairperson of the Muscat chapter, to felicitate CA Nissy Poulose.
Thank you, Debbie. When we were planning for this International Women's Day, Sangeeta ji came up with the selection of the speakers. And after attending this session, I'm sure we made the right choice of determined masterpieces to address our members. I'm actually feeling so bad that we could not have this event in a physical mode here, because that would have given us more opportunities to connect with the speakers. And whenever such speakers visit Muscat, we do arrange multiple sessions with the kids of the CA members. We also arrange sessions with the Indian school students, and we were hoping that if you were able to travel, we would have arranged those sessions and you could have inspired many more students, future of humanity, future of India. But nevertheless, we did what we could do best in the available scenario. So happy to host all of you in Muscat. So let's see, maybe we can meet up again at some future event. Nissy ji, thank you for being with us and addressing our members. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Unmeshji. Thank you, CA Nissy Poulose. So this brings us to the close of all the sessions and the speeches for the day. Before we move on for the formal vote of thanks, let us take a moment to reflect on the legacy behind International Women's Day. It's truly an honor and a privilege for all of us today to carry forward the mantle of these incredible women who've shared their stories of resilience and acceptance and strength with us. It's our responsibility to ensure that we draw inspiration from them and move forward. With that thought, let's move to the vote of thanks. Let me invite CM Sarita Madan for proposing vote of thanks.
Thank you, CAKV. Good evening, distinguished guests, dear members, and my esteemed professional colleagues. On behalf of the ICAI Muscat Oman chapter, I have the honor of delivering the vote of thanks for this evening's CP event of International Women's Day 2026. This was an evening of stories that deserve to be heard and of the courage that deserved to be commemorated. We begin by extending our gratitude to our chief guest, Mrs. Tavishi Behal Pandey, Deputy Chief of Mission Oman, whose presence elevated this event immeasurably. Your insights, ma'am, on equality, opportunity, inclusion set the tone with clarity, conviction, and grace. Our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Malvika Iyer, recipient of the Nari Shakti Puraskar. Dr. Malvika, you did not just speak to us this evening. You stirred something within each one of us. We all were speechless. Our sincere gratitude to CA Shilpa Mehta Jain, who showed us that a diagnosis is never a destination, and CA Nissy Poulose, who walked away from celebrated decade in nursing straight into the CA course. You reminded every person in this room that reinvention is not a risk. It is a calling that only requires courage. We thank our sponsor CBFS for their unwavering support, which made this event possible. To our women and young members, Excellence Committee members, you are the unsung champions of this evening. And finally, to you, our wonderful audience of members, thank you for giving us your Saturday evening, for your enthusiastic participation, for bringing your competitive best to the Kahoot quiz. You are not just our audience, you are the reason we do this. Good night and continue to go beyond barriers.
Thank you, CA Sarita.
Debbie,
Once again, thank you to us.
I would like to just say to our panelists and speakers, this year we had adopted a theme called Knowledge is Supreme Strength, Jnanam Paramam Balam. But after hearing to our speaker guests today, I think determination is the supreme strength. So I think that's the takeaway I'm taking from this event. So thank you for making us believe that we can do whatever we want, and then you are the classic examples of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Inmeshi, for summing it up all in one single statement. The determination is everything. So thank you to our speakers, organizers, our wonderful participants for making this event meaningful. And let's continue acknowledging, supporting, and empowering women, not just today, but every day. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of the evening, and thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, everybody, and Eid Mubarak in advance to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining.